This is the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
What was the last thing that made you cry?
You've been on a heater the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I cried yesterday after we were giving shout outs to kids who were finishing up school.
Mm-hmm.
And a mom sent us a video of her son, Owen, who graduated kindergarten. And it was him listening to our show, waiting for his name to be said. And his reaction,
You cried, yeah?
I was like, oh, this is what the job's all about. It's so much fun. Anyway, today is different. I saw a video online of an elderly man walking to the ocean. He picked up a handful of water.
Okay.
And then he turned around and walked all the way across the sand and then across the sidewalk to his wife, who was sitting on a bench, just so she could feel the water because she struggled with walking.
Well, you should have brought a cup. How much was left by the time?
Well, not much.
Exactly.
He kind of used it to like wash her hands, maybe more so for her to like feel it. It was an emotional ride for me.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like it was very well planned out, you know?
I don't think it was planned. That's what's so beautiful about it.
No, but like if he was trying to bring her water, carrying it in your hands, there would have been driblets left.
What's the last thing that made you cry? Serious question. I want to hear from everyone because it can be serious or it can be silly. And there's no judgment except from Ryder when I'm crying. But at least he restocks the Kleenex in the studio for me every day. So thank you for being there for me.
You're welcome.
This one's more serious. Tim, I'm so sorry to hear this. Tim had to put his dog down last night. Listen, your dog lived the best life. They are living their best lives with us.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed short for us, but it was long for them. And they all go to heaven. And they get to just play with tennis balls and eat pizza.
Yeah, that's rough.
It's so rough,
Can't imagine.
Tim.
And anytime I hear that, you don't take for granted the time you have with them. That's a reminder of that for sure. Thank you for that.
This first-time texter, anything with dogs. The Instagram account, We Rate Dogs, gets me every dang time. Okay, I'm going to send you a suggestion then. You like dog content? What's our boy's name that does that rescues all the dogs in the States?
Asher House.
The Asher House. He does the weekly rescue videos where he goes to kill shelters and he just like takes all the dogs and he's so sweet with all of them. That guy is an angel on earth. Angel on earth. We need more people like Asher.
Scientists scare me sometimes with what they come up with. There's a new technology called Cognify. It's an implant that would allow prisoners to serve years of their sentence in minutes. So memories could be implanted in prisoners' minds to aid with rehabilitating them faster.
What kind of memories? Grim ones?
They're customized depending on the crime committed.
What?
And the brain structure and the psychological profile of the individual. This is just in a testing phase right now. And memories could cover crimes like domestic violence, hate crime, insider training, theft, and more.
When they come out, do they know it was implanted? Or is there also like a Men in Black kind of like memory? You didn't know that this technology was here before. Well, I guess you would find out about it when you come out.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, wait, did that happen to me?
It would be a definite trip.
Whoa.
But can you imagine if like you were supposed to serve, let's say 10 years and instead you were in there for a couple days while they like sorted this out to make sure that it worked and maybe a week or two? I guess the idea is that rehabilitating offenders more quickly would enable them to reintegrate into society sooner and then contribute to the workforce, which is what the government wants. All of us working and paying them taxes rather than using tax dollars
for them to
feed these people and rent. So that's the point of it, but it feels like an episode of Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror, yeah.
Or is it Shattered Mirror? What is that show called? Black Mirror.
Yeah, I don't know about this. Like this feels like a slippery slope. Some of the stuff with technology and what they're able to do now, I'm just like, man, we just need to be out walking on grass more. The Kelsey brothers, pretty lovable duo.
Yeah, they seem like they come from a well-rounded, fun family.
You just tried to put headphones on and you already have headphones on. I've never seen that move before.
I'm wearing the wrong ones. Hold on.
There we go. Just clanging in the background.
Anyway, yes, they're very likable. I personally have never listened to their podcast, but the more of these viral clips that keep popping up on my timeline, I'm like, oh, this might be something I could dabble in.
Yeah. I just like how genuine they are. Like, they'll admit when they were wrong or said something dumb.
You do that too.
Oh, thank you.
Because you're wrong all the time. Just kidding.
Here's a perfect example, and it's going to lead to what we're chatting about this morning for the next bit.
I also found out over the summer that it's Alice in Wonderland, not Alice in Wonderland.
You thought it was Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah, I thought Alice in Wonderland was like the name.
Did you ever... We've watched the movie, though. You know her name wasn't Allison.
I thought it was. Not one time did I catch that, dude.
And we all know it was Taylor Swift that told him, right?
Yeah.
Because doesn't she have a song, Alice in Wonderland?
I believe so.
That is so funny. Anyway, so the question is, what's a word or phrase that you said incorrectly for years until finally somebody corrected you?
We'll get into your answers. The text line is rumbling and we love it. We're talking about words or phrases that you had mixed up for a very long time.
This after Travis Kelce thought it was Allison Wonderland, not Alice in Wonderland. And we've all been there where you said something wrong and then, you say it to the... would you call it the wrong person or the right person? Because they correct you and they go, wait, what did you just say?
It's mind-blowing sometimes when you figure this stuff out. One of my favorite clips online is Bill Burr. He was in Rome visiting the Vatican and was at the Sistine Chapel. And then he was quite bored. And so he suggested something to his wife.
I said to her, I go, if I lived here, I would open a bar across the street called the 17 Chapel. She was like, what? I go,
the 16.
I go, the 16 Chapel, 17.
God.
That's when she looked at me. She goes, it's the Sistine.
Oh, Lord.
I wish the guy that was on the clip with him would let him speak while he was telling that story.
Oh, that's funny.
Whoa, 16, whoa.
So what is a word or a phrase that you were saying wrong your entire life until somebody corrected you? Liz wrote in saying that her husband used to say play it by year instead of play it by ear, which, I mean, it could work in certain scenarios, I guess.
One of the ones that I hear a lot that drives me nuts is when people call it an espresso instead of an espresso.
Sabrina Carpenter has actually fixed that problem now that her song Espresso is at number 1.
Okay, she was saying espresso?
No, she's saying espresso, and it's correcting everyone that's saying it wrong.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina. Tyler, oh man, I used to work with a guy who always got everything wrong. He would say once in a moon time, even though it's once in a blue moon. Or he would say it's just 5 and dandy instead of fine and dandy.
A little bit of Ricky from Trailer Park Boys going on there.
Yep. You and I have screwed up things in the past, and our listeners do a really good job of reaching out and correcting us, which we actually do appreciate.
Yeah. This one was pretty obvious that you had screwed up.
Yeah. Wanted to let you know what the baby name trends are. Some playful names like Bear, Birdie, Horizon.
Horizon, maybe?
Oh, sorry.
Imagine if you named your kid that and the teacher's like Horizon. It'd be like, it's actually Horizon.
Okay, we just got this text and it says, I always thought it was Open Sesame, not Open Sesame. Okay, no, it is Open Sesame. And I know this for a fact. This dates back to the 1700s. You know Alibaba and the 40 Thieves? That story?
Yeah.
About how they go into the cave. There's like hidden treasure in there. It is Open Sesame. So you're not wrong. Whoever corrected you is the person that's wrong because sesame seeds grow in like a seed pod that splits open when it reaches maturity. Alibaba and the 40 Thieves is based off of like 1001 Nights. Trust me, it's Open Sesame. You better go to that person and tell them that they're the ones that's wrong. It's not Open Sesame.
Wow, you got way too passionate
Sorry.
about that. What is a phrase or word that you had wrong for way too long and somebody eventually had to correct you?
Miranda's actually calling out her boyfriend who would always say living bi-curiously instead of vicariously, which I think both can work depending on what you're talking about. This one here from Jason, I pronounced nightmare wrong my whole life. I would say nightmare. And my wife finally corrected me, but I won't stop. Nightmare. I love this one too. And I think it was Tiff. Yeah. Tiff wrote in, I was 43 years old when I learned that it's piggy tails, not pinky tails. I mean, you must have not talked about them a lot over 43 years, because I would call someone out immediately if I heard that.
Now, this text says, if you're happy and you know it, slap your friends, which I thought was pretty funny as well. That's all they wrote, so they must have just thought that one for a long time. What do you got for us?
Well, when I was little, I used to say girl cheese instead of grilled cheese. And one day I remember asking my mom for a boy cheese sandwich, and she looked at me like I was a total lunatic and told me it's grilled cheese.
You know what, though? That is a common thing, because it does sound like girl. If you're a kid and you've never heard the word grilled before, you're going to assume it's girl.
Totally.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Oh, I love this text. Another friend calling out a friend. My friend Pete is a brilliant man, this text says. Masters in psychology, the whole bit. We were tree planting years ago in our 20s. He grabbed a bag of grapefruit from the store. We get back to camp, and he gets it out of the truck, takes a hard pause, and goes, this whole time, I thought that these were grapefruit.
Because they're great. Right now we're talking about phrases or words you screwed up for way too long, really. And then somebody had to finally correct you. Jason says, the coast is clear. Went way too long saying, the ghost is clear.
Also works, though.
Yeah, kind of.
Nate wrote in, when I was little, playing soccer, I always thought it was lion, like the animal. Lion change, not line change. Oh, man.
If your team's called the Lions, maybe that one works.
There are so many hilarious texts rolling in, and it just goes to show that some of us are wrong every once in a while, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm. I saw one that said valedictorian, and they thought it until they were actually told they were going to be the valedictorian. And when they saw it in writing for the first time, they're like, maybe I shouldn't have this job if I didn't know it was valedictorian.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was Valavic. I thought there was a V in there.
You thought it was
100%.
valedictorian?
Yes. Anthony wrote in, my whole life I thought the beer Coors Light was Cooler's Light.
Oof, how did you say it the first time?
Coors Light.
Oh, God.
Is that wrong?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Coors.
That's what I said.
No. Say it again.
Coors Light.
Oh.
That's what I've been saying my whole life.
Do you skip both of the O's?
Well, I don't drink it.
Coors Light. Coors.
So this was back when I worked in the optometry clinic, and I was calling patients to confirm their appointment. And this name pops up, and I'm reading it, Nathanial. Okay, so I'm pronouncing it in my head. So I call him, and I'm like, hi, is Nathaniel there, please? And he doesn't say anything. He kind of pauses for a minute. He's like, yeah, speaking. Go on to confirm his appointment, and I hang up the phone. The girls beside me are just looking at me weird. I'm like, what? They said Nathaniel, Zoe, right? I'm like, oh, my God, it's Nathaniel.
I mean, usually it's I-E-L at the end, right?
Yeah, usually. So I'm just kind of seeing it in my head and pronouncing it how I see it.
5 simple words, $1,000. It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
All right, we are joined by caller 7, Matt, who has twins listening with him, 8-year-olds Brennan and Michael. And for the first time ever, we're going to double up and let 2 contestants play back and forth for Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay.
This is so fun. Do you find that as twins, you usually are thinking the same thing, or you say the same thing at the same time?
Go ahead, answer.
No. Not really.
Really? Okay, that's going to make things really interesting.
I was going to say it's almost too bad they can't play as a team.
You're like
but,
saying the same word at the same time. That's so funny.
All right, so you guys have decided you're going to be Lisa's teammate.
Okay, I'm leaving.
I'm sending her out of the room. I'm going to give you 5 words. We're going to start with Brennan with the first word. Michael, you're going with the second, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then back to Brennan. We do have a 25-second timer, so you got to be aware of that, okay? Try to answer quick. Here we go. The timer will start after I give you the first word.
Talk clearly, guys.
The first word is bubble.
Pop.
Stairs.
Walk.
Grow.
Plant.
Belt.
Race.
And boat.
Speedy. Water.
We're going with water. I didn't hear that first one, so I'm going to pretend like I didn't because I think that's a pretty good answer. All right, Lisa, come on back.
I think you guys are great.
You guys did really good.
Really?
Yeah.
This is so fun. This is a first-time experience. 3 heads, hopefully, thinking alike. All right, let's do this.
You guys listen.
What is the first word that comes to mind, Lisa, when I say grow?
Grow. Plant?
Yes.
Plants? Yes!
Yeah!
I wanted to say up.
Wow.
Yeah, plant's a good answer. What's the first word that comes to mind when I say boat?
Boat. Boat, I'm going to say ride.
Oh,
no!
That's okay.
That's okay.
Water was the answer we were looking
water. Okay. Good answer. Let's keep going. We got $25. Can we get to 50?
Belt.
Pants.
They went with waist.
Well, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a really
job.
good answer.
Stairs.
Climb.
They went with walk.
Oh! It's okay. We're not on the wall of shame, boys.
No.
We've got 25
Okay,
bucks.
it's all
25
right,
bucks.
it's all
That's like $1,000 in 8-year-old money.
True.
Lisa, one more chance here. Let's
Okay.
get them to 50.
I want to be able to give both of them $25.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Bubble.
Pop.
Yeah.
Yes!
Awesome.
All right, boys, you did so good. You both picked up 25 bucks.
Yay.
Say thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great summer holiday, you
Yeah,
two.
enjoy.
Awesome.
Okay, take care, guys.
Bye.
Next chance to play is tomorrow morning at 7:50.
That is so fun. What a good dad letting his kids play for him.
Yeah,
Hey?
I think I'm too competitive.
You don't think you would let your kid
If
play?
I was in that situation, I'd be like, hey, listen to me play, kids.
It's Slinky. It's Slinky.
And what you gonna do when the Hulkster and his Hulkamaniacs run wild on you?
Yeah, kill me. Ryder and Lisa's Nostalgia Off.
Brought to you by Sweet Convenience.
Only on Play 107.
Canada Day theme today.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So all you have to do, sorry, I cut you off. You say it.
Well, yeah, just listen to our lists, and whoever brings you back to a better time.
Yeah.
Whoever's list you resonate with more, shoot us a text and vote, and just by voting, you're qualified to win a gift certificate to Sweet Convenience. Lisa, what do you got?
Trying to learn how to draw the maple leaf properly.
Ooh, good one. Trickier than it sounds. Drinking swamp water at the rink.
What does that have to do with Canada?
No, ask an American if they've ever drank swamp water at a rink.
Okay, you're making a valid point, actually. Being scared of the sound of fireworks because when we used to watch, there were no hardcore headphones for small children to wear.
Not putting Gretzky in the shootout in Nagano.
That happened?
Just a huge mistake.
What?
Yeah.
Waking up on Canada Day at school and realizing you don't own anything white or red, so you go with pink. Close enough. There's a little bit of red on my socks. Does that count?
Starting the school day by singing the national anthem, or it just like playing really loudly on those crappy speakers in your class.
Yep, every day. Heading home from school and watching the Canadian cult classic Student Bodies. If you know, you know.
This is Edison High. Of course, to me, so is this. The food stinks. We got a vice principal you don't want to mess with. And the school paper's run by a couple of real sick puppies.
Such a good show. I want to rewatch it now.
And I think I bring it home with this one. It is the Canada Day edition of the Nostalgia Off. This commercial
I have a prime minister, not a president. I speak English and French, not American, and I pronounce it about, not a boot. I can proudly sew my country's flag on my backpack. I believe in peacekeeping, not policing. Diversity, not assimilation. And that the beaver is a truly proud and noble animal. A toot is a hat. A Chesterfield is a coat. And it is pronounced Z, not Z. Canada is the second largest landmass, the first nation of hockey, and the best part of North America. My name is Joe, and I am Canadian.
Wow. So I love that we both had audio drops and probably unlocked a memory for a lot of our listeners. You had your Molson Canadian commercial, and mine was the theme song to Student Bodies, one of the greatest shows ever created.
What a battle today.
Seriously, I'm excited. Oh, we're going to shake?
Yeah, I think we got to shake hands on that.
All right, shake. Get your vote on. I'm very excited to see who wins, but everyone that votes is going to be qualified to win a gift certificate to Sweet Convenience.
Man, just getting force-fed way too much content on the internet right now of Florida Panthers players celebrating with the cup.
That cup should have been heading to Connor McDavid's wedding this summer, but whatever.
I just watched a player walking around like in downtown Miami or wherever the hell they are, Fort Lauderdale.
Yep.
And they're not being bothered. They're just carrying the Stanley Cup and nobody's like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, what? Nobody's honking. No one's saying congrats because no one there watches hockey.
Ugh.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's depressing. But I did kind of like, who was the one player that was eating pasta out of it?
No, that's not a player. That's Roberto Luongo.
Oh, yeah.
He's in management there now, yeah.
I feel like that's what I would do with the Stanley Cup.
He was eating pasta poorly out of it, though.
What do you mean?
Well, he took a bite when it was too hot, and he ended up, like, kind of spitting some of it back in, and, like, you could tell he was going to share it with other people. So I'm like, this guy sucks, too.
Yeah, that's a selfish move, to eat over the bowl. Come on.
Just too grumpy about it. I will say there were a couple storylines that I liked. Apparently, Sam Bennett and his dad have always talked about the first thing they'll do if he ever was to win a Stanley Cup was they'd eat Captain Crunch out of it.
Oh, that's fun.
So he can't wait to go home and eat Captain Crunch out of the Stanley Cup with his dad. I thought that was kind of special.
I thought it was kind of cool that one of their teammates, Evan, is the first Evan to ever get engraved on the Stanley Cup, which is funny to think that in a couple years there's going to be about 30 Jacksons.
Yeah, well, it should have been our Evan. Bouchard
I know.
should have been on there. God, that
Dang.
ticked me off. I wish you wouldn't have told me that.
I know, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that Bouchard's name was Evan. I didn't think about it in that moment.
The other one was Vladimir Tarasenko. When he won the Cup with the Blues in 2019, his son was 2 days old, and he put him in the Stanley Cup.
Oh, that's cute.
And his kid is like 4 now, I guess, or 5, and he put him in the Stanley Cup again, and it was just kind of cute to see the difference in size.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll let those two go.
Fine.
But like Matthew Tkachuk jumping into the ocean with it, ugh, I can't.
I can't stand him. I'm sorry.
The only thing that makes me happy when I hear that name is it brings me back to one of the all-time OG quotes from our buddy Ben.
Ben Stelter.
So Matthew Tkachuk took time to send him a really nice video, like wishing him well.
Yeah.
And this was Ben's reaction to it.
When he realized who it was on the video.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Somebody made you a video. Ready?
Yeah.
Hey Ben, I'm sure you're not the biggest fan of me. I could tell by the video of you shooting a Nerf gun at me, but everyone here in Calgary is cheering you on, and we're all big fans of you. Hey Ben, I'm sure you're not the biggest fan of me. I could tell by the video of you shooting a Nerf gun at me.
Woof.
Kachuk, woof.
So now every time I see a
Oh my
Kachuk,
gosh.
I just think woof, and it at least brings me some joy. So thanks to Ben for
Ben
that.
Stelter was one of the funniest kids, wise beyond his years when it came to comedic timing.
Yeah, he was hilarious.
I've never met a kid at that age that was that quick on his feet.
Yeah.
Very, very witty.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss him.
Kachuk, woof.
Kachuk, woof.
Monday is the holiday.
Yeah, it is.
And on Canada Day, people often get together on that day. Even though you got to work the next day, Don't love it.
Don't love that. We should have Tuesday off as well.
Well, either that or let's celebrate on Sunday. And I'm just looking at the forecast and it's looking really decent on Sunday and then Monday's rainy. So if you're having a backyard barbecue or whatever, I don't know. Why not Sunday? You know?
Maybe people are celebrating on Sunday. Are people smarter than you and I? Yeah.
Well, that's just what I'm saying. You should celebrate Sunday if you're on the fence right now.
I have no plans.
At all this weekend?
None.
Zero plans for a long weekend?
Yeah.
Wow.
Am I a loser?
Yeah. We got a TV show update.
We do. I think that this is really smart. If you were a big fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Dexter, Sarah Michelle Gellar is going to be joining.
No, I don't like it.
The prequel to Dexter. What do you mean you don't like it? This is amazing.
Oh, not as her Buffy character.
No.
Okay.
So the actress, Sarah Michelle Gellar, has signed on to play Dexter Morgan's new boss at the Miami Metro Police Department, even though it is a prequel. So when I say new boss, that's most likely really confusing. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's set in the 90s. It's called Dexter Original Sin, and it follows Dexter as he transitions from student to the serial killer.
Interesting.
And she'll play a big role in that for sure.
I was going to say, if it's Buffy, like, Dexter wouldn't let that go on long. You know? He'd be like, that Buffy chick's killing everybody. I better get her.
We got to get into that writing room before they start filming this and maybe pitch this idea. Can we actually make it so she's not the boss? She is, in fact, Buffy. Thank you.
The Ryder and Lisa Podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
Play 107.